Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am doing I'm beat. I'm beat. I gotta tell you why. I gotta tell you why. Today was procedure surgery. Wife had to go surgery this morning, so I had to be up at around 5 o'clock in the morning to take her to the hospital so she can have her surgery done. And I got mail. I got mail. Okay, and I'm gonna break it out for you. I got my knife ready. Everything's good to go, even though I'm a little bit out of it today. So yeah. If I sound a little off, it's because I am. It's because I am a little bit off. It was a little bit of a stressful day today. Yeah, stressful day. Number one, you go to the hospital. Okay, they tell us to be there for 6:30. So she can be prepped for her operation. Okay, so okay, all right, 6:30. I got you. Okay, we'll be there 6:30. We get there for 6 o'clock. Okay, we're there at 6 o'clock, and they check us in, put us in a waiting room, and they're like, okay, we're gonna call her in. So I'm sitting in the waiting room. I'm sitting there with a bunch of old people. Okay, and no offense to old people, no offense. Okay, and when I say old, I'm talking like 80s. We're up there in age. We're up there in age, but it's sad. It's very, very, very sad. And I gotta tell you, I have feelings towards like people's emotions and everything. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching these people crying. I'm only in my crazy head. I'm only assuming the worst. I'm only assuming that this person's coming in is there for some kind of surgery. Is there because death is near. There's 100 billion things going on in my head. And I'm like, okay, my wife's here for surgery. I'm already nervous about her because this was kind of a big one, and I was a little nervous. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not feeling good to begin with, and I don't want to really be in this hospital. I got anxiety issues, and I was diagnosed with anxiety problems. I got anxiety problems. Okay, I was also diagnosed with having a little bit of what was my diagnosis back in the day? It was manic depressant with suicidal tendencies. That was like at age 12, and then I guess I grew out of that. Okay, and then all of a sudden it became OCD and bipolar disorder, and then depression, and then anxiety. Okay, so I think we stopped at anxiety and probably a little bit of bipolar, a little bit of OCD. All kinds of problems. Okay, so I'm sitting here, and the worst case scenarios are going on in my head with these people, these old people, and they're the cutest old people. Okay, that's the sad part. Is I'm looking at them, and I'm picturing me and my wife, like 20 years from now or 30 years from now, whatever. And one of them, there was something wrong with her hand, and the husband's sitting there, and he's like massaging her hand for like 20 minutes straight, and his tears rolling out of his eyes. His tears rolling. So they call. They come out. They call our last name, and it's like I'm assuming that I'm gonna be able to go in with my wife, for her prep to get at least take her in or whatever. They're like, no, you have to stay. But then they called two. It was two of us at the same time. They wanted this couple and us and me or her or whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like they look at me like I mean maybe I should take this as a compliment, like I'm like some kind of kid, and they're like we're gonna take her and them. She paused for a second, and she's like, them two can go. So I'm like, why is it that them two can go because they're like 80 or whatever, and I can't go with my wife because we're not 80? You know what I mean? Like, I want to be with my wife too. I care too. I got feelings too. I care too. I want to make sure she's safe. Don't leave me out here in this waiting room. I'm gonna have an anxiety attack listening to these people and watch these people come in pain and suffering and hurting and all kinds of stuff. So this is the worst part. So I tell my wife, I'm like, okay, I'll stay out there. So the lady tells me, she goes, it's gonna be about a 40-minute wait to prep her. I'm like, so I'm in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna be sitting out here for 40 minutes by myself with all these people. I'm gonna be sitting out here for 40 minutes watching these people go through this pain and suffering. Okay, so I'm gonna put one earbud in my ear, and this was my bright idea. I'm gonna listen to, okay, in my head, I had Boston's More Than a Feeling in my head. So I'm like, I'm gonna listen to Monster Ballads while I'm sitting here waiting. So now let me throw this out there at you. This is not a good idea. Okay, listening to Monster Ballads in a waiting room with people that look like they're on the borderline of death, and your wife's about ready to go get surgery when you're kind of concerned that you might not be seeing her again, and you're listening to songs like "Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone," and it was like a whole row of man, was this a bad choice for me? This was a bad musical choice for me. Okay, because I had that song in my head, the Boston one there. Well, I just said it. Didn't I just say it? Yeah, More Than a Feeling. So I had More Than a Feeling, and I'm like, I put it in, and I don't think in my life until you're like put in a situation where you like feel like some kind of death is near, and you listen to the lyrics to some of these songs, you're like, holy crap, this is not good. You know, I'm like, close your eyes and I went away. I'm like, na 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 na. I'm like, that's a bummer. And then the next song was Don't Fear the Reaper. Okay, by Blue Oyster Cult, okay? And the next one was Sarah. I don't even know who sings the song. Sarah, no time is a good time for goodbyes. That song, I'm like, man, I'm like overly depressed. I was overstimulated, overly depressed. So finally, I'm sitting there 40 minutes. Lady comes out. She's like, calls my name. I can go and see my wife. 10 minutes I'm in there. She's already laying down. They're sedating her. They put medication in. IV's already in. Everything's all set. They're allowing me to be there for 10 minutes. And like, then she's going to go for a procedure. Give us your phone number. And you go out in the waiting room. And we'll call you when she's ready. I'm like, okay. So here I am back in the waiting room area again. So I sit down in the waiting room. 2 hours. 2 hours sitting in the waiting room. Now this procedure that she was supposed to have was supposed to be like a 2-hour procedure, you know. So I'm thinking, okay. So then after 2 hours, you start to think the worst. You start thinking even more things going on in your life. Yeah, like oh, well, is she okay? You know, why is nobody coming out here and giving me any information? Why is nobody giving me a little update? Can I have a little update? Can somebody possibly come out here and give me a little update? Nothing. 2 hours. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go sit in the car and maybe get some sleep. I'm gonna go sit in the car. I'm roll down the window a little, park the car in the corner somewhere where nobody can see me, and try to get some rest and get all this crap out of my head, because I'm thinking nothing but bad thoughts. So I go out to the car. Hey, 2 hours later, so 4 hours. I'm out there because 2 hours in the waiting room, 2 hours in the car, 4 hours. Procedure's still not done. A 2-hour procedure. Now we are 4 hours in. So I sit there, and all of a sudden I start getting text messages from some people that actually care. People that actually worried about my wife and worried about what's going on with her. And I'm responding, I don't know what's going on. I've been out here for 4 hours, and I was supposed to get a phone call when she is ready, and I don't know what's going on. And now we're working on 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours. And one person, I guess, that has more brains than me, told me, said, why don't you go back in and ask how she's doing? Like, go to the front desk and see what's going on. So I go to the front desk. I'm like, yeah, good idea. I've been here for, listen, and the sun came out, and I don't like the sun, and I'm sitting in the car with the windows cracked, because the neighborhood that we're in is not the greatest neighborhood in the world. So I'm sitting, I got the windows like just cracked, and it's hot. Okay, I'm literally like one of those bad infomercial commercials, whatever, for roll down your window because you're about to kill your dog. One of those type things there. You know, don't leave a baby in the car with the windows not cracked. One of those. I can't breathe. Okay. But I'm close. In my head, I'm close to the hospital anyway. So if I have a heart attack, stroke, heat stroke, whatever, I pass out, whatever, they're gonna find me because I'm parked right in front of the hospital. But that's going on in my head. But I'm like, okay. So this bright person tells me, hey, let me go find out. So I grab her bag because I had her overnight bag. She's staying overnight. That's how bad this operation was. So I grabbed the overnight bag. I go into the front desk. I'm like, listen, my wife checked in 6 o'clock this morning. Can you give me some information? Well, oh yeah, she's in room. I'm like, what do you mean she's in room? That means the operation's over. I mean, that means, where was my phone call? I mean, why didn't you call me? Why you wouldn't let me in the room? You leave me out in the waiting room. And then I'm forced to go outside because I can't deal with your waiting room because there was a guy hacking up a lung. There was a guy literally who was dry heaving. And I'll tell you, listen, I got no problem with a lot of things, but this guy was like literally, it had to be at least a half an hour, 45 minutes of 45 minutes. I'm like, listen, I can't take it no more. I'm gonna get physically sick. I go out in the car and I'm like, okay, but another mistake I made is I should have went to the bathroom before I got out to the car. 'Cause now I'm in the car and I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I don't want to walk all the way back into the hospital to go to the bathroom because I'm already in the car. So now I'm looking for a bottle in the car so I can take a leak in or whatever. So now I'm taking leaking bottles in cars, whatever. And in my head I'm thinking, cops are gonna come by, I'm gonna get arrested in front of a hospital, taking a leak in a bottle. I'm already out of my mind. I'm stressed out beyond belief. I've already popped like 3 or 4 pills to try to get my anxiety down. I'm already a mess, and the cops gonna arrest me for indecent exposure for urinating into a Coca-Cola bottle. That's what was going on in my head. But then I go back in, they give me the room, I go up to the room, and the wife's laying there, and I'm like, how long you been done? She's like, well, for like 2 hours. I'm like, 2 hours? I've been sitting in the car for 2 hours. What's going on here? So I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out what the problem was. Okay, so the nurse comes in and she's like, now the procedure my wife had, something there was something that they had to put in her arm, and the floor that she was on had no idea how to take the thing out of her arm. So this lady's like, well, you got that in your arm, and we don't know how to take it out up here, so we're probably gonna have to transfer you to another floor where they know how to take the things out of there. And because I've never even seen that thing before, so I don't even know why you're up here. And I'm looking, I'm like, why the hell is she up here? And why didn't somebody call me to tell me everything was okay? And why am I all stressed out and having anxiety attacks in the car and urinating Coca-Cola bottles for almost 4 hours? Okay, because you idiots couldn't call me and tell me that she was already in the room. So the two doctors or nurses or whatever that actually know how to take the thing out of her arm that they put in her arm come in, and she's like, so this third nurse there, or whatever, is like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm supposed to take this out. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Utter confusion. Okay, that's what I gotta say. Utter confusion. And then they tell her, they're like, you gotta check her every 10 minutes to make sure everything's okay. And the lady's like, well, I don't know if I can. I don't think I have time for that. Like, I'm standing right there. Like, she's like, I got other people here. You know, I don't think I have time for that. I'm like, you don't have time to do your job. You don't have time to do your job. I hate hospitals. Hate them. Hate hospitals so bad. It's ridiculous. All right, I got 4 packages. I'm gonna open them. We're gonna end this video, and that's gonna be it because I need to get some rest, and that's the way it goes. This one came from Nine Sisters, Portland, Maine, Portland, ME, or whatever that is. And we have the old cardboard in the cardboard, and it is a copy of James Blunt Moon what? What is this? Moon Landing. This was a Target exclusive. I've been collecting James Blunt CDs. There's a song, and I'm trying to figure out if you guys can comment below on how I do reaction videos without getting copyright claims. I'd appreciate that. If you are a YouTuber and you know how I can actually put the song in the corner of the TV and not get a copyright claim for playing the song, because there is a song by this guy that I need to play for you guys to see. I want to know what your reaction is going to be to it, because I'll tell you, they'll mess me up. So I started collecting James Blunt CDs. So that's I'm not going to get too much detail. That's just the way it is. Next, we have I already popped this one open because it was I was a little stressed out about this because it was already smashed, already busted up, and it's a copy of Jim Brewer. It's called Heavy Metal Comedy. Okay, but the problem I had was it was smashed up, and then when I took the disc out, scratched all over the place. Okay, already got my money back. Money already came back. So this is a I gotta buy it again. That's the end of that. I think Jim Brewer's funny. Always thought he was funny. So I was like, saving this one for last. I know exactly what this is. And this one is, hold on, from Ray Manty Reese, whatever, Burbank, California. All right. And it is the special edition and the regular edition of Tina Turner Private Dancer. Yeah, the regular edition has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tracks, and this one has 17 tracks. So we got 17 on that one, and yeah, it was one of these where it was a lot. I bought them as a lot. I figured I couldn't pass it up. I did not own this title. I have greatest hits albums. I was like, but with the passing and everything, I was like, I better grab these before they go extinct like the dinosaur, because the flippers are probably grabbing these right now and they're going for a ton of money, especially the one that has the 17 tracks with the like live and demo stuff on it. This one was just, the deal was that they were selling this for like $22, and then there was a guy that was selling both of them for $14. So I was like, why would I spend $22 on one when I can get this pretty much for free and then save money on the other one? So I grabbed the two pack there. And then finally is something that I recommend you grab now, because the flippers are going absolutely crazy with this title. I own it on VHS. I never bought it for some reason on DVD. This is a DVD. Yeah, I purchased a DVD. And you're gonna say, why did you buy a DVD? Because this movie is not available on Blu-ray, and it's currently out of print. And for some reason, the flippers, well, I know the reason. It's because of Tina Turner's passing. That now, when I went to go buy this originally, about maybe 6 months ago, whatever, I was gonna buy it. I was gonna buy this and the Buddy Holly story and something else. Like, I wanted to get like these musical ones all together. I think it was La Bamba. I was gonna spend like $3, $4 a piece for them. Now this title right here is going for like $40-something. But the Barnes and Noble had it for $12 and change, and there's a copy of actually $9.99. Sorry, $9.99. Well, $12 and change the shipping. What's love got to do with it? Yeah, I picked that up from Barnes and Noble. I didn't have it in my collection, and with the passing of Tina Turner, I was like, I better grab it now. And if you do look on eBay right now, you will see that you cannot get a copy of this for under, I think it's under $40 now, and they're only going up higher. So if you want a copy, Barnes and Noble is the place to go right now. They're the only place I know that still has some in stock where you can get them for $9.99 plus the shipping. So I would advise you to go there while they still have them before the flippers grab them all and put them on their eBay store for 3 times, 4 times price. You know, the cost. It's been a long day. It's been a long day, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I didn't expect to make a video today, but I figured I needed to talk because it's a rough morning, rough day today, and I will see you later. You should have saved me some.